but it's Spanish, so Eva. And I say sometimes don't ever forget. Sometimes that helps. Okay. So I am subbing today. I've been teaching chair yoga for about 9 years, and just yoga in general. Yeah. I guess so. And I'm a little new to the studio. I don't, I haven't been to the studio very many times. So what did I do with my strap? We are going to use a strap today. It's optional. Everything is always optional, right? And I really only have it planned for a couple of shoulder things, okay? And so in honor of the full moon, which I believe is still ongoing, I think we're in our 3rd day of the full moon, or maybe it's the 2nd one. We're going to do a few like moon-inspired movements today. And I always like to teach so that we address every part of our body, not just the legs, not just the arms. I like to include a little bit of standing work so that we can work on some leg and hip strength, but also our balance. But always know that if you don't want to do something, if you rather sit, you can stay seated. If you need a rest, take a rest. What I ask is that if you sit back, sit all the way back. These chairs don't really have a back as far as the lower back area, but just sit all the way back. I always make the joke that my habit at home is to sit like this on my couch. Well, I think it's comfortable until I get up and then my hips start to give me trouble. So I know specifically that that's really a bad habit, but I still do it. All right. And I'm going to ask you this question just as we get started. Is there anything that you used to do, because this is the most common thing I hear from people, I used to be able to blank. Is there something cool that you used to do when you were, like a kid? Get up off the floor. That is pretty cool. Anything like kind of fancy that you used to do in the past that you are not doing anymore? Cartwheels, that's a good one. That comes up almost every time I ask this. Hula hoop, right? So it's really for us, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I get down. Yeah. So the important thing is it's nice to reminisce about things that you used to be able to do. I used to be in gymnastics in high school. I was never good at it, but I could do that balance beam thing. I haven't done a cartwheel in a long, long time, but in my mind, I can see myself doing the cartwheel, right? So what's more important is not what you used to be able to do. It's so good to reminisce, but what can you do now? And finding that gratitude for anything that you're able to do this moment, okay? It's really our only body. So we are gonna, work with what we have, right? Good, all right, sit all the way back. Take a little wiggle. Move the shoulders, the head, whatever wants to move, just to kind of get some of those wiggles out. And then as you're ready, we're gonna settle in. Let your feet rest on the ground. Notice the back of your thighs on the chair, the back of the chair. Close your eyes if you'd like, and then just take a few breaths. So we begin to bring our awareness to this moment, this space. Maybe just feeling the air, the temperature of the room. And then starting to take that awareness inward to what you feel today. And as you observe your emotions, your mental state, acknowledge whatever you discover. You don't really have to change anything. What's talking to you? Is there parts of your body that are wanting a little extra love today? So let's reframe it that way. Sometimes we say we have a bad side of our body. Let's think of it as a side that needs more love. And as you pay attention to your breath, notice that the breath gets a little bigger, a little slower. And as you exhale, soften somewhere, your shoulders, your face. Good. We'll take 3 more Slow, big inhales. And a very slow exhale. And go at your own pace. Good. After you complete those 3 deeper rounds of breath, you can keep it deep or you can just come back to a natural breath. Good. And we'll gently open the eyes. Good. So one thing about breath work is it's very powerful, but we also want the choice to breathe the way we want to breathe and not have somebody control it. So when sometimes somebody tells me to hold my breath, I get a little resistant to that. So I notice for myself, I don't like that. I don't like holding my breath. But you can play with that, the inhale and then just the pause just before the exhale starts. Good. All right, so let's take 2 more just regular breaths or any breath that you've chosen. I met some of you when I came about 2 weeks ago on a Thursday. I think I met you, yeah. Good, and then breathe. Release legs, mostly covered under the ankles, noticing how your legs react to this, your knees, your thighs, all of this, and then take your ankles around in circles. Are you going the same direction, opposite, or something completely different? Choose what you want here. Good. And then release the legs down, noticing the knees, and then we'll stretch them back out again. And bring them back down. Let's add the arms. Arms are by the side. Inhale, bring them forward. And exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up higher if you want to. And exhale down. Good. Last one. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, release. Good. And then stretching both legs out in front. How would it feel if you pressed your heels forward and drew your toes back? Can you feel a more intensity in that stretch? So your quads are working, but you're also stretching the back of your legs, right? Bring the knees, bend the knees, bring the feet down. So if you've ever had plantar fasciitis, that's one of the very first things you can do is just stretch your leg, press your heel forward, draw your toes back, and then pause and hold it for a few breaths. And believe me, if you've ever had it, it's no joke, right? If you've ever had plantar fasciitis. All right, let's go ahead and bring the feet down, begin to scoot forward in the chair. And then thinking about the full moon, what shape is the full moon? It's round. It's a circle, right? So when you compare the moon to the sun, it's generally cooler. The sun is hot. In our mind, in our culture. Let's take the legs a little bit wider, and then we're going to take those circular movements by letting our body move around, keeping your hands on your thighs if you have any low back tension, okay? So we're going to move around a few times. There's always 1 or 2 squeaky chairs. All right, and then reverse to go the other direction. Good. And then we'll come back to center. Good. And then we'll start with the shoulders. So we're just going to let the right shoulder come up and back and down. And then the left shoulder. So we're doing a little circular movement, but alternating the sides. If you want to go bigger, you're welcome to go bigger. If you need to keep it small, go small. Okay? So we take our back stroke. Good. And then we take it forward. Again, noticing what kind of stuff is happening with your shoulders today. Good, and then bringing your arms back down. Nice job. Inhale, shoulders come up toward the ears as if you're gathering the tension. Make fists. Exhale, push that away. Relax the shoulders down. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, push it away. Good, last time. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale. Good. Hands come back to the lap. We start to lean right ear toward right shoulder, keeping the left side of the neck long. Both shoulders relax. Good. And then doing a little diagonal nod. The chin is up and down. Noticing, what would you like to say yes to today? What would be something that you would look forward to? Sometimes people say ice cream. Good. Bring your head back to neutral and left ear toward left shoulder. Sometimes people say just peace, right? So we take that side. Bring your head back to neutral. This time we're going to reach the left arm out, kind of about hip height. Turn your head to the right, looking over your right shoulder. And then with an inhale, lift your chin and turn your left palm up. Thumb is reaching back. Exhale, chin down, palm down. Good. 2 more. Inhale, lifting, rotating the shoulder. Exhale, down. Last one. Exhale. Good. Bring your head back to neutral, noticing how the neck is starting to feel. Yeah, be gentle. We're going to take chin to the left. Right arm reaches out. Spread those fingers out. You're about, hands about hip height, okay? And then with an inhale, lift your chin. Turn your right palm up, rotating through the shoulder. Exhale, chin down, palm down. 2 more. Just finding all the different movements of the neck. Good. Good. And then releasing back to center. All right. Depending on your shoulders, you can have hands behind your ears or behind your head. And if your shoulders don't like any of that, you're bringing your hands underneath your chin, okay? So we start by bringing the chin down and elbows towards each other. And then chin up, elbows open. Good. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, chin up. And one more time. As you come up, let yourself take a little side-to-side movement and feeling different parts of the upper back involved in this. And then the chin comes down, elbows come forward, relax your arms down, bring your head to neutral. And we'll finish with some small circles, drawing the letter O. Observing if you have any crackle sounds, Rice Krispies. One direction a few times and then reversing to go the other direction. Good. Bring your head back to neutral. Good. Let's take a deep breath through the nose. Let go with a sigh. Good. All right. And then let's coming into our full moon, okay? So you can keep your legs wide if you like that, or you can bring them back to regular, knees in line with the hips. So we start by inhaling to bring the hands up into our circle like the full moon. If you need a little break from your shoulders, you're bringing it forward, okay? So we bring it up, inhale, exhale, lean to the right, inhale, center, and then over to the left. Through center, rotate and twist to the right, bring your hands down. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. And then over to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Good. Inhale through center. Arms come back, chest lifts. We look up, arching our spine. Exhale, round and curl, making that moon shape as we pull the belly back. And then one more time. Inhale. Finding all these spinal movements and exhale, round. And then we take that circle again and hands to heart. Pause and breathe, noticing that little flow that we just put together. I put it together. Well, let's see if we want to do it again. But before we continue, notice this pressure of your hands against each other and how hard you want to press. It's really up to you. Do you want stronger wrists? Then you press harder. If you want a little rest, then you separate that. And then notice if your hands, one hand is dominating or the other. So we want to feel equal. I know my right hand tries to take over all the time. All right, so let's take that again. So arms reach down. Inhale, bring it up. Good. Exhale to the right. Feel free to bring the right hand down if you prefer. Inhale, center. and over to the left. Good, back through center, rotating, twisting to the right. Inhale, center, and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Good. Bring arms down, chest lifts, tailbone back, look up. Exhale, round and curl. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Take it up, inhale. Good, release. Good job. All right, and then we're going to do just one more, but this time we're going to hold a little longer. So this time we go to the right, pause there. Let's take 2 rounds of breath. You can look up or down. You can take that left wrist and move it around as you feel the left side getting a little extra here. With the inhale, come on up. And we'll go over to the left, and we'll take 2 breaths here again, changing where you're looking and moving that right wrist if you'd like. And the breath keeps going, I hope. Inhale, come back up. Good. Begin to rotate to the right, left hand to the right leg. Look over your right shoulder. Take 3 rounds of breath. Each inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, comes into a twist, deeper twist. Maybe just observing how far you can see to your side or behind you. Good. And then coming to the other side, left hand, right hand to left, looking over the left shoulder. Good, 3 rounds of breath. Feel the ribs expand, the belly, the chest with the inhale. And as you exhale and soften, maybe the twist gets a little more intense. Good, and then coming back to center, we're gonna hold on to the sides of the chair, lift your chest, roll the shoulders back, look up. Take an extra breath here just to feel this extension of the spine. Good, and then bring your hands to your knees, roll your tailbone under, belly back, chin to chest, stretching through the upper back. Maybe you do a little wiggle here. Good, inhale, come back up. And exhale, forward bend, hands on thighs. Feel free to take your legs wider if you prefer. So you may decide this is enough for you, depends on your back, right? If you want to go further, feel free to walk your hands down your shins or even down to the ground. I have a cranky hip today, so I'm not going to go too far. I do. I have a right hip that's kind of cranky. And once you get to your forward bend, move any way you'd like. Oh, that block is a great idea. It's such a great idea. You can have your block, hands on the block, and that still gives you some support. Good. Take one more breath. Exhale. Roll back up. Good. All right, and we're going to continue with the hips. Do you want to take water breaks? You're welcome to take water breaks whenever you want. I'm used to teaching it with water breaks because I used to teach for Silver Sneakers a long time ago. And Silver Sneakers says you must take water breaks every 15 minutes. All right, I think it's just a good reminder. All right, so we'll start with bringing the right leg up, and you can hold the back of your leg or the front of your knees. You can also hold onto your pants, whatever works for you, okay? Just give yourself a little stretch there, noticing the hip joint. Good, so we start to feel that movement of the hip if you take the leg side to side. Good. And then if you want more, you let go, which I'm not doing today. If you want gentler, foot goes down, knee in and out. So you have lots of options here, depending on what your body's saying to you, right? If you want even more, then it's a lift and tap, lift and tap. Not it for me. So I'm just going to be a little nice to my hip today. And then we're going to plant that right foot to the right. Good. and then begin to lean to the right. So you might have your hand on your thigh, your forearm on your thigh. You may even take your block and place it just behind your ankle and begin to press down to that right side. Remember, you can stay upright or just slightly to the right or low, and then left arm reaches up. Good. Feel that left side of the body. Again, you can look up, you can look down. Good. And then use your left hand to come on up. Good. Nice job. Bring the right leg back in. All right. Before we go to the second side, lift the heels, lift the toes. Get the ankles moving and feeling the whole surface of your feet grabbing that mat. Good. All right. And then let's go ahead and place the feet down and take the left foot to the left side. Oops, nope, we got to do the whole thing. Oh, I almost forgot. We got to bring it in. I'm thinking, why am I still feeling so stiff? Because we haven't done this yet, right? So we give it a hug. And you can, remember, you can do this high or not so high, and you can always hold here instead. So if you have some touchy knees, we'll start to take it side to side. And then if we go in a progression, gentle as foot down, knee in and out. More intense is knee, leg, hand holding on as we go side to side. And most intense is letting go and tapping. Yeah, this is my grouchy hip. So I'm going to be super nice to my hip today. I think it's because I was being mean to my hip last week that it started to get cranky. I don't say I was mean, but I maybe overdid it, right? All right, we're going to plant that left foot out to the left side. Good. And then we start with left hand to the thigh as we lean to the left, taking it down to forearm and elbow instead, or hand to block. So you can choose, and even how high you have that block, right? All right. And we're going to keep that right shoulder reaching back, then decide if you want to take that right arm up. Good. Take 2 breaths here. Maybe you're looking up or looking down, up, down. Use your next inhale and that right arm to help lead you back up. Good. Bring the left leg back in and just say, let those hips relax a little bit. All right. So we do have some stuff for the shoulders, and then we'll get back to the legs. So we're going to take the strap. And please know, if this doesn't feel right for you, you just put it down, okay? So just notice that if you take it about a little wider than shoulder width and bring it forward and then pull on it, what do you feel? What's working when you pull on the strap? And how hard do you really want to pull, right? Shoulders, chest, right? And then let's just bring it down and then back up and then down and back up. All right, and last time, and back up. All right, we're going to take a little break just to let our shoulders rest a bit and shake them. All right, and then let's add, so we'll bring it forward again, and if you want, you can go a little wider, and I like to press down through my feet from this one, and we'll twist to one direction, and then come back through center. You'll notice that I mirror you. I go the opposite direction so that I look like I'm your mirror. Come back to center. Good. One more time each direction. And how much tension you're getting depends on how hard you're pulling on the strap. Okay? Good. Bring it back to center. Relax it down. My arms are getting tired. How about you? Getting a little tired right through here. All right. So last one, and this is where it starts to get a little tricky depending on your shoulder issues. We come up high, and you take it as wide as you need to go, and then see if you do want to come back. And if you bend your elbows, that means you can take your arms a little wider and then bring it back up and then back. This can be kind of intense. Good. So whenever you've had enough, we just make a little jump rope and bring it back forward. There you go. So how that feels on you depends on what your shoulder mobility is. Do you have injuries? I have an injury that's not completely healed and a rotator cuff surgery that's really, really old, but it's never the same again, right? So don't torture yourself. Finish when you're ready, and then just let the shoulders shake out a little bit. All right, so now go ahead and set your strap down for now. We have maybe one more thing we'll do with it when we're standing. So take legs wide, and then holding onto your chair as needed, it will windshield wiper side to side. Oh, this is kind of interesting with the blanket. It kind of slides with you. All right, so you go side to side. Good. And then the next time we go to the right, pause there. Right foot is planted, left knee may be pointing down and toes tucked. But if this doesn't feel good in that left foot, left knee, left hip, feel free to take the leg off to the side or forward, okay? So take your time. We find our lunge, right hand might be holding onto the chair, and then left arm forward, maybe right arm too if they feel steady. Good. With inhale, arms come up. Exhale, lean forward, just the left arm reaches back. Good, again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, outside arm back. And then one more time, inhale, come on up. Exhale, down and back. Good. Coming into our lunge pose, you have the option to stay here, come out of it or rest. Or if you're feeling kind of fancy today, you can hold onto your chair and lift up out of your chair. Or not, okay? Just notice that. Good, and then bring it down. Good, come back through center. Good. In between, we'll take and do a little bit of core movement. Remember those circles we did earlier? So remember, hands on thighs if your back is tender today. And if your back is feeling okay and you want to work a little more through the core, we reach out and around. So you have options here. Feeling the core muscles, front and back and sides, all working together. Good. And then sweeping it the other way. Good. Right. Good. Now we'll start to swing over to the left. Left foot's planted, right knee down, or adjusting where that right leg is depending on how it feels for your body. Okay? There's a toe tuck, but only if the toe tuck feels good to you. Some people like the tops of their feet down instead. So you can choose that. All right, right arm forward. Maybe left arm too. Good. Maybe both arms up. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward, just the right arm reaches back, mostly because the chair's in the way of the left. Take it 2 more times. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, lean forward, arm back. And then one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Arms forward, maybe up. Maybe you choose to lift, letting your left hand help you hold onto the chair as you come up. Maybe you say, no way, and that's okay too. Good, and then release, come back down, come back to center. Nice job, everybody. Oh, take a deep breath. Let go with a big sigh. Good. It's another great time for a water break. Okay? So I like to say this often, chair yoga is yoga. It's just a different prop. We just have an extra prop that we use. What did I have planned? All right, so next is standing, which is optional. So if you don't want to stand, you're not going to get up, you can stay seated. If you are ready to stand, we're going to play with a version I was showing some of you last week. I don't know if I saw anybody in that class from here. All right, so first version is we just pretend we're going to get up and we lean forward. And so you want to line up your knees and toes so they're facing the same direction, and then we just come back up. So all we start to do is start to notice the muscles that it takes, what parts of our body, the mechanics of being able to make our way up to standing. It's biomechanics, right? So that's first. Second variation, we begin to lean forward, push our hands into the chair, lift just an inch or two, and then come back down. You want to make sure your knees are staying over your feet, not out, not in, okay? So again, lean forward, lift just an inch or two, pause, come back down. Good. All right. Third version, lean forward all the way up. And then, of course, you got to make your way back down. So make sure that chair is still there. And then we bend the knees, sit back. Maybe you reach for your chair. All right. So we'll take about, 3 of those today, right? And here's the variation I think is the hardest for most people is crossing your hands over your chest. I like arms forward because it gives you a counterbalance. So if you do arms over the chest, then you can start to lean forward and then see if you can get your weight. And if not, you're holding onto the chair and coming up, okay? So that's 1. We'll count down. That's called from 3. 3, 2. Good. 1. We still got to come down. And then we have blast off. Blast off. Yeah, good job. All right. Walk around so you're behind your chair. Push your chair toward the front of your mat. I'm going to move mine back. Well, maybe not. We've been sitting for a while. It's really important to get your hips moving. So move your hips side to side. Good. And then circle them. Circle the other direction. How are those hips doing today? Doing all right? All right, so belly dancer. Little bends in the knee, and we're going to do an infinity symbol. Oh, I don't know about this one. So we're doing a little infinity symbol, and then go the other direction. Good. All right, and come back to center, holding on to your chair as needed. We'll be in mountain pose and just feeling the feet connected to the ground, our shoulders over our hips, and our ears over the shoulders. We're not soldiers, so soften it, okay? All right, so we're gonna add the feet. So lift your heels, bring them down. Yeah, that chair's there. Lift up, bring it down. Inhale, maybe the arms come with the feet. And exhale back down. Yep, it's typical. Reach up and then bring it down. Yep, I'm about to lose it too. All right, so what's making that happen? What do you feel gripping? When you come up, toes. Toes are part of it, right? Do you think that your core is part of this, even though it's your feet? So let's do a little test. Feel your inner thighs squeeze. And then when you come up, press into your big toes. See if that feels any different. If it doesn't, that's okay. But that's your core getting involved. Inner thighs are part of your core because it leads to this pelvic area, okay? All right, so shake out one foot, shake out the other. Notice your balance here or lack of balance. It's pretty normal, right? All right, good job. All right, then. Right foot forward, left foot back. Warrior 1. So right knee is bent, left foot's at an angle. All right, and then hips are forward. So feel your hip points and make them come forward as if you were headlights on a car. And if you need to take your left foot to the left a little bit, make that happen, all right? Good. So then we'll take arms forward, maybe up into our warrior 1. Inhale here, exhale, lean forward, arms back. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, leaning and arms back. One more time. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, back. Good. And then coming to warrior 1, hands on hips. Left foot's going to go behind right foot in a bigger step if possible. And then we begin to rotate our hips to the left. And adjust your feet as needed. Right knee over right ankle. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be on this. So warrior two, right? So just notice that warrior two. All right, and then from warrior two, right hand comes down, left arm up. You can hold your thigh or the chair. And then back to warrior two. Good, one more time. Leaning into your side angle. And then bring it back. Good. Straighten the right leg. Lean right hand down, left arm up. Coming into our triangle position here. Good. And then back to warrior two. All right. From that warrior two, we're going to find our way to step that back foot back to the front of the mat. You did it. No big deal, right? Okay. All right. And then let's inhale, reach up. Good. Over to the right. Inhale, center. And to the left. Good. Back to center. Relaxing the arms down. Left foot stays forward. Right foot steps back. Warrior one. So once again, we want our feet as if we were on railroad tracks, not a tightrope. Okay? It allows our hips to find that forward shape. And then arms forward. And then leaning forward, arms back. Two more. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, leaning arms back. And then one more time. Good. Exhale. Good. Coming into warrior one, hands on hips. Let that right foot come behind the left foot, maybe a bigger step. And then we rotate the hips to the right. Adjust your feet as you need. And then we're in warrior two, arms out, palms facing down. And then taking the side angle, left hand down, right arm up. Back to warrior two. And back to side angle. Warrior two, one more time. Straighten the left leg. Right hand down, on the chair, on your leg, right arm up. Finding our pyramid pose. Oh, sorry, triangle. Inhale, back up. Good, and then now shift your weight into your front foot and step the back foot there. You just balanced just by taking that big step, okay? Do a little march. Move the legs, move the hips. And then my favorite one, oops, I keep forgetting about this thing, is swinging side to side. So with your feet diagonal and toes turned out, swing and let your body just kind of flop the arms side to side. By the way, this is good for golfers. It's also good for pickleballers, tennis players. And the really important thing, especially if you have knee issues, is see how you're lifting your heel as you move away from it so you're not tweaking your knee. Yeah, so that's a good idea to do that. All right, and then we'll come back to center. All right, so now, here we go. We're going to come to the chair, and let's go to the right side of the chair. And if you want to turn sideways so your feet are on the mat, you're welcome to do that. So we're just going to let the left hand hold on to the chair and then find your weight into your left foot. And then as you find that, we're going to take that right knee and bring it up. Let's take some circles. I'm holding my chair. If you're feeling fancy and you want to let go, feel free. And then reverse. And then bring the right knee up, right arm. We're going to do Karate Kid, okay? So we're here, or maybe you let go. Maybe you don't. I'm wobbly. Don't watch me. Don't watch me. Maybe you kick out the right leg and then bring it down. How did that go? All right, so we're going to see how it feels on the other leg. But before you do that, come behind your chair or in front. Let's do behind. And maybe you scoot it all the way forward and take a downward facing dog. So we're just stepping the legs back, Bending the knees a little and reaching your hips back. Arms stretch out along your ears. Take about 3 breaths here. Bend your knees enough that you can feel more length in your spine. Good. And as you complete those 3 breaths, look forward and begin to walk your feet forward, coming back to upright. Then we'll go to the second side, left side of your chair. So in this case, we feel the weight on the right foot. Right hand is holding onto the chair as needed. Good. And then slowly lifting the left knee. We'll take it some circles. I'm looking at one of these little candle flames to focus, and then reverse. Good. Rest it when you need to. Sometimes our legs get tired from holding us up. And then focus, weight in right foot, left knee comes up. Keep breathing. Good. Maybe we add Karate Kid. Maybe both arms, maybe not. Maybe we take a kick and then bring it down. Which side was better? Second. And I shouldn't say better, right? You just have a stronger and a weaker side, possibly. I'm always stronger on my right, but I say always, and that's not always true. All right, so you can either turn around to face the seat of your chair, or you can just turn the chair so that the seat is facing you. And then we're going to go to legs wide. Good. Hopefully if you have socks, they're the grippy ones, right? All right. And I'm going to take this and make this just a little different than normal. Take your heels a little wider than your toes and feel the difference. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? All right. So we start to hinge at the hips, soften the knees, and then bring your hands to the chair. I know that many of you can go further than this, but we're going to keep it on the chair for now, okay? Step your legs further back. Keep reaching the hips back. Maybe you come to fingertips on your chair, making a tripod here. Good. And then if you decide you want to bring hands to the ground, you're welcome to do that, okay? And then take your time. We'll start to bring our hands to the shins, press ourselves up, then to the thighs, then to the hips, and all the way back. That is my favorite standing pose. It's just one where I feel very steady, everything is nice stretched out, and I don't have to balance too much. So walk your feet back in. Good, nice job. All right. Take a moment to do any other standing poses you want to do. So if you want to practice your balance, go for that. If you want to take that forward bend again, feel free, okay? If you want to move the hips, move the hips. So take your time and decide what you want to do before we sit. And if you're ready to sit, go ahead and take a seat. Yeah, that elephant pose is my very favorite one. It's called elephant. It's just down dog with wide legs, which I think are really cool. All right, when you're ready, have a seat. Maybe grab some more water.
Is that stretch that you just really did the sciatica?
That's more for general low back. Sciatica is going to be more like this one, okay? Yeah, so sciatica is going to be more like this one. So, although in general, it's generally good for that whole region, but when you're dealing with sciatica specifically, we'll do that one in a bit, okay? You already have it. You like that one, right? Yeah. So, I mean, let's give it a try. Left ankle over right thigh. Now, notice that some of you, I'm going to look, it may not be available to you. Okay? Like you may have one side that says no because of the knee, the hip, or whatever's going on. And in that case, you would do ankle in front of ankle instead. Okay? Or, and by the way, while you're there, allow yourself to lean forward into that. Okay? So other ways we can do this if that hip doesn't want to do it. Blocks. Okay? Blocks are so nice. So we just come forward, and what this does is it starts to take the pressure off of the piriformis, which is got the sciatic nerve underneath it, okay? So we're just letting go. Oh, you're able to do it. Just a slightly different modification, okay? All right, slowly make your way up. Uncross, shake it out. Good. Second option, left ankle in front of right to the blocks or up to the thigh. Sorry, right side, yeah. I think it's important to keep an L shape in the ankle just because it tightens the muscles around the knee and it protects the knee. And then choose now, how far do you want to go? Or is there a point where it's too much? Your body's going to tell you, okay? So just take a few breaths here. See if you can soften into it rather than forcing yourself to go to a certain point. One more breath. Good. Slowly come back up. All right. Let's do something a little different. I didn't do it on the other side, so we'll get back to it. Knee over knee. If this isn't for you, right ankle in front of left and the knees together. Okay, so we're going to try and keep the knees together. Left hand's going to hold the knee. Draw it toward the center. You maybe start to feel that twist or that shape, stretch in your right hip. Begin to lengthen your spine and then rotate to the right. Look out over your right shoulder. Let's take 2 breaths here. Good. Unwind the twists. Come back to center. Right hand holds the right knee. Left hand holds somewhere on the leg. And we just do a little rocking motion. Yep, what you were doing is fine. And then if you're super flexible, your leg goes over your head. Just kidding. Old joke, I tell it too often. You were thinking about it, weren't you? You were thinking. And you will see people on Instagram able to do that, but I'm not doing it, right? Yeah. All right, and then just relax. Yeah, I do. I see people still doing it on Instagram because they can get their knee around their shoulder. Yeah, I'm sure, All right, left knee over right knee. Remember also left ankle in front of right and knees together, okay? All right, right hand holds in toward the center. Sit up tall and then rotate to the left. Don't forget the breath. Keep the breath going. 2 breaths. Unwind the twist. Left hand's holding onto the knee. Right hand holding some part of the leg. And we just do a little rocking motion. Those of you who are super flexible and you want to bring it in closer, you can. Or not. And then we see, nope, not this side, right? All right, and then release it down. All right, shake out both legs. That is actually called, there's a version of this sitting on the ground called compass pose, where you have one leg just regular sitting and the other leg goes straight up like a compass style. I'm telling you, I have friends that do it and they have kind of messed up hips. And I want to tell them that's probably not the best thing for your hips, right? All right, good. It's more about just finding our own mobility rather than trying to force ourselves into a shape. All right, let's come into, let's do some shoulder stuff. So, arms into cactus. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach back with your elbows. Exhale, bring them forward. They may or may not touch. Take 2 more. Inhale and exhale. One more. And as we come forward, right is going to go over left. You can give yourself a hug. You can do hands back to back. You can wrap the palms, but just pick the one that works for your shoulders. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears, lift your elbows. All right, so we've got eagle arms going on here. And so if we want to add the leg, left ankle over right or left knee over right. Some of you can do the wrapping. I do not have the wrapping, right? So we sit tall and hug everything in toward the center. One more breath. Squeezing everything down the midline of the body. Exhale. Inhale, unwind, and fly away. That's eagle pose, right? Seated eagle pose. The standing one is doing that balancing on one foot. So we took that out of the equation today. All right, second side. From cactus arms, this time left goes over right. Yeah, left goes over right. So you can do the hugs, you can do the back to back, or you can wrap. I'm going to keep it slow. All right, then if we're adding right ankle over left or left knee over right, option to do the wrapping. Everything hugs in toward the center. Exhale, belly pulls in. One more breath. Good. Inhale, arms open up, legs go wide, and we fly away. Good. Relax the arms, relax the legs, come back to center. All right. Again, sit back a little bit more in your chair. I'm going to do one more water break just because I'm very thirsty today. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Leaning back, arms reach back. Feeling the chair. Now, everybody's different height here, so it's going to kind of hit you in a different place, right? Good. And then come forward and give yourself a hug. Pat on the back. Notice which arm landed on top. We're going to switch it next time. Okay, so inhale, reach back. Exhale, opposite arm on top. Pat on the back. And can we say, send kisses? Thank you, shoulders. Good. Open out wide again. Release. Good. Send kisses to your knee, your other knee, your foot, long distance, and the other foot. The whole body, right? All right. We just got a couple more things. Hands. So we're holding on to straps, and you might notice that sometimes the hands get a little stiff from holding on or gripping things. Or maybe you even feel that you've lost some grip strength. I know I have. So we're spreading and making this. And then the next time we have fists, circle the wrists around. And then circle other direction. And then fingers spread wide, up and down. Like we're waving. Good. Interlace your fingers. Move the wrists around. And then gently press the palms down or forward. Good. Shoulders are relaxed. Good. If you want to come higher, you can. Good. And if you want to lean a little bit one direction and the other, you can. So you notice I always give a lot of options so you can choose where you want to be, how long to be there. Good. Release the hands, circle them as you come down. And then we're going to do that one more time, except that this time when you interlace your fingers, that's your normal way. Can you switch? So that if your right hand is leading, we're going to let the left hand or vice versa. It might feel strange, okay? So we go back through those circles. It even feels different for me. Right, and then one more time, press the palms forward, down, forward, up, whatever you choose for your shoulders. Good. Settle shoulders away from the ears, little wiggle. Good, and then releasing those hands, bring it down. Any movement you want to do, open and close, all the way down. Good, and shake out the hands. Good, so we just really want to, as much as we can, every part of the body, right? What can we do to address every part of the body? So, choose any last moment, any last thing that you want to do. Forward bend, lean back. If you want a little massage in the face, you can, take your fingers to the jaw. You can massage your neck. So take that time to choose and listen to what your body's asking for. And if you're already ready for Shavasana, just make yourself comfortable for our final relaxation. And if some of you may choose to be on the ground instead, you're welcome to do that. So we'll begin to set up for our final relaxation, knowing that we've tried to address every part of the body. I'm going to wait till everybody gets in place. It's the best part, isn't it? See, in all the places I teach, nobody goes on the ground. So I'm not used to this, but it's nice if you can, right? The thing is, you got to get back up eventually. Oh, thank you. Is there anybody want lavender cloth?
Oh, sure. Okay.
You want one too? Okay. They're very nice. They're very nice in Calagrasso too. Oh, thank you. Would you like one as well? No, I was going to see who else wanted them.
I'll take this.
Okay, I know you wanted some. Wanted one. And did you want one? You're cold. Yeah, I'm cold too. Yeah, I get cold too. Do you want a blanket over your feet? Okay. Anybody else want a cloth? Okay. All right. Take a deep. All right. Once you get in place, take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale with a big sigh. Do you want one? Okay. All right. All right, settling in, just relaxing. Take it. If you like one more cleansing breath, feel free. Deep breath and a big sigh. Good. Being here and simply enjoying the release of all the work we've done today. Being in your body. If you need something to focus on, listen to the breath. Inhaling, I bring in peace. Exhale, I let go. I will bring you back when it's time. Very gently begin to bring your awareness back to the present moment. Just noticing your regular rhythm of breath. And then beginning to observe any sensations in your body, how it feels after our practice today. As you choose, begin to find some small movements, wiggling fingers, toes, wrists and ankles, maybe moving the head around. Taking any stretch, any general movement that feels good to you. Good. And then if you'd like, we'll begin to make our way back to seated. It's just an option. You can stay right where you are. No hurry at all. Deep breath through the nose. Big sigh. Turning your palms up to acknowledge all that is good in your life. Bring your hands together in the center of your heart to hold in that gratitude for all that is good. And may it sustain us even as we face the challenges in our lives and in our world. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Take your time. I'll get some lights on. Yay.